Welcome back to WrestleRant, to WrestleRant edition number 56. I'm your host for this evening, Bleacher, Columnist Level 2, Graham GSM Matthews. And no, this is not going to be a SmackDown review of any sorts today. This is actually regarding a John Cena news post that has been the hot topic in professional wrestling dirt sheets as of late regarding to John Cena, Kenny Dykstra, and Mickie James, the whole affair with John Cena's recent divorce and whatnot. Someone suggested me to do this video last week. I haven't had any time lately, but I have, as promised, been able to do it today, so I'll be talking about that in just a few moments. However, before I get to that, I said in previous editions of WrestleRant that I'll be holding a WWE Championship belt every single WrestleRant edition that I do, and today I hold to you the former Intercontinental Championship that is signed. Is this upside down? Yes, it is. The former Intercontinental Championship. And just 48 hours ago, I was able to meet my inspiration, my idol, Matt Hardy, and I was able to get my championship belt signed by him right here, then in the middle, signed to M. Hardy V1. Very, very awesome. I also have signatures on here from Jerry the King Lawler, 5-time WCW champion Booker T, Finley, Mr. Kennedy, and Shelton Benjamin. So this is kind of like my prestigious signature championship title that I get all my signatures on. And yeah, Matt Hardy is a very great guy. He actually responded to a few of my tweets yesterday when I sent him a few pictures of the event, so that was really cool. So if you have the chance to meet Matt Hardy when he goes to a local wrestling event near you, I definitely suggest checking it out. So now moving on to the news post. The news post regards to Kenny Dykstra as of late going on to Twitter, pulling on Scott Steiner, and tweeting a lot of truthful things. I'm not too sure if these are truthful statements or whatnot. These are just allegations on his part. But he said on numerous occasions on his Twitter account in the past week that John Cena was cheating on his wife at the time. No, I'm sorry, this is before he was with his wife. He was with Mickie James at one point, I believe back in 2007. And it got to the point where John Cena said they couldn't date, and Mickie James, what happened? Kenny Dykstra was sent over to SmackDown in 2007 to make sure he wasn't involved in anything, because if you didn't already know, Kenny Dykstra at one point was, I believe, engaged to Mickie James. Okay, so, and when a user asked him if he was still engaged to Mickie James, he responded by saying, "No, I broke up with her after I found her cheating on me with John," obviously referring to John Cena. Now, apparently John Cena and Mickie James were seeing each other at one point. They were road buddies, and it's not a far away excuse. I mean, I think that there is some truth to that statement. But anyways, I guess John Cena kind of broke it off in early 2009, which led to his marriage that July to his former wife, Elizabeth, which they just recently divorced just a few weeks ago. Now, why is Kenny Dykstra coming out about this now? I have absolutely no idea. I think he just said that because he went back to WWE for a tryout back in November 2008 in a dark match of some sort. And what I just read today, because he had this huge interview up on SESscoops.com just last week, saying that he went to the WWE tryout last November, and while he was there, he wanted to extend his hand and just talk things out with John Cena. He extended his hand to John Cena and said, "Hey, do you have a minute? I want to talk to you." John Cena said, "No." "Do I have a minute for you?" "Absolutely not." And then Kenny Dykstra was like, "Okay, that's fine, that's cool." Again, I don't know what truth this is, and this is coming out of Kenny Dykstra's mouth, so I don't know. There hasn't been any backup in this. And he also said that John Cena was also seeing somebody else, possibly someone that was transferred to the SmackDown brand to separate Cena and this other woman, not Mickie James, to make sure they didn't have any more affairs and whatnot. I don't know if you can call them an affair, but any more relationships, I guess, or whatnot. And the only two people to switch from Raw to SmackDown, as far as divas go, in 2007 were Tori Wilson and Victoria. Now, Tori Wilson was dating, I believe, Alex Rodriguez at the time. I know that's now, but I think she was still dating him at the time. I could be wrong. Whereas Victoria, I think, was seeing somebody that she was not identifying since 1998. I think I don't know. And I think Victoria was the one that John was talking to at the time. Again, I have absolutely no idea. This is just from what I'm reading. So now down to my point. Someone asked me what my thoughts on this whole situation were. I've gotten this a few times over the last couple of days. Now, I know I'm going to get a lot of heat for this comment, but personally, I don't think Kenny Dykstra is the biggest douche / asshole in the world. This guy is just being truthful and venting his feelings to the Twitter universe. I mean, if someone cheated on you for the biggest superstar in the company and you ended up getting released for it, because as you know, Kenny Dykstra ended up leaving the company in 2008, late 2008, because he was switched to the SmackDown brand to make sure that he was far, far away from Mickie James, and part of the 2007 supplemental draft almost nearly 5 years ago. And then he was released shortly thereafter, a year and a half later, after his push just went down the tubes. Now, personally, before all this went down, I believe, and I still do believe, that Kenny Dykstra could have been a very valuable asset to WWE. Now, I know that The Miz's push went from Tag Team Champion to US Champion to WWE Champion. I easily could have thought that his push, that The Miz's push got, that The Miz, the push that The Miz got from 2009 to 2011 could have easily been used for Kenny Dykstra, the man that used to call himself the future WWE Hall of Famer. Because during his time on Raw, after he broke away from the Spirit Squad in late 2006, he was a single star for a little bit. He got in a feud with Jerry Lawler, I believe, going into New Year's Revolution. He was involved with Rated RKO for a short time. So they did obviously have some plans for him. He was in the IC title picture for a little bit before he went to SmackDown. When he went to SmackDown, he had a few matches with, I believe, Jimmy Wang Yang or something like that. And then after that, this went down the tubes. He just got released, and he wasn't really used in 2008 whatsoever. So I do like his look. I like his mic skills. I personally like the character, and I think Dykstra is a genuine guy. I'm not going to call him a huge asshole for this. I know a lot of people have been saying that he should really stop complaining. I don't see how it's any different from Scott Steiner. Now, again, I'm a huge fan of Scott Steiner, and I do respect what he's doing on Twitter as regards to TNA. He actually just got recently filed a lawsuit against him because he was talking trash about TNA. But it's just not trash. It's truth. What he's saying is what he personally believes. And what happened to Kenny Dykstra? I would of course do the same exact thing that he did. I would vent my feelings. I would vent the truth to people that wanted to know about it and were asking him why he had such a bad attitude. And I don't think he had a bad attitude. Obviously, I wouldn't know because I've never met the guy. But from what he's saying, it really doesn't sound like he was at fault here. Am I saying that John Cena's the asshole in this case? Absolutely not. I mean, it's really, really hard to say. I obviously don't think cheating is right, but there's a few things that could be said about the situation as more details get unraveled. It will definitely be further revealed as to what the situation was back 5 years ago. I don't really think it's relevant at this time that Kenny Dykstra brought it back up, but as he said, after what happened to him, I don't really blame him for taking this to Twitter and saying whatever he wants, because that's basically what he can do. He can say what he wants, and if people don't care to hear it, then just don't follow him or don't read his tweets and whatnot. I mean, that's my personal opinion on it. So I don't think that it's a complete bad thing that he's been venting about it. I don't think he's an asshole in any sort of way. Same with John Cena or Mickie James for that matter. But I do find this whole scenario very interesting. Hopefully more details get unraveled in coming weeks. But make sure to stay tuned as far as that goes, and I'll keep you guys posted as far as my opinions on the situation. So now time for my shameless plugs. You guys can follow me on Twitter at @SAVE_US_GSM, at SarcasticSmark, and at WWE Fun Facts. You guys can check out my website for all the WWE TNA rumors, recaps, and more at nextwrestling.weebly.com. I will be having a new column on my website up this coming week. It's called Injection of Inspiration. I know a lot of people do look forward to my stories sometimes on Twitter. I'm trying to be modest here, but I know some of you enjoy some of my stories that I tell on Twitter. I really do appreciate that, and I might transfer it to a column on my website, so I am looking forward to that. And also, speaking of things to look forward to, I will be publishing an article on Matt Hardy, I believe either tomorrow or Wednesday on Bleacher Report, so just look me up, Graham GSM Matthews on Bleacher Report for more of that. You guys can check out my Spoilers podcast every Thursday night. Of course, not for the next few weeks. We will be going on hiatus until mid-July. You can also check out my other channel, my other show at SAVE US GSM every Thursday night at 10/9 Central Time, right after TNA Impact, with my co-host at Heel by Design. Make sure to subscribe and all that good stuff, and I will catch you guys next time. This is GSM signing out. Until next time, guys.